Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, where we are in the Ingwithan ruins, and we're starting to slowly have everybody level up. Looks like the next one will be a Loth, followed by Sagani. Oh, and Fnord's way behind the rest of us, as is expected. I should have probably brought Grieving Mother. Can I do that from here? Must be at Stronghold. Dang you. Dang you. Most creatures will detect a character just after they appear at the edge of the fog of war. To sneak up on enemies, use scouting mode. And I have started to do that a little bit more. Mostly because scouting mode also detects traps. And the game is starting to throw more traps at me. Excuse me. Neverwinter Nights 2 spoiled me for trap finders. Nishka is amazing. Did I hit quick save? I think I just hit quick save. Yes, I did. Ah, this is that place I saw from a distance. Yep, that's where the entrance was. We went downstairs and now we've come back upstairs. And here are more of these people that are stored in... We've been following these phantoms around. Let's go take a look at this machine. It looks sort of like the one from the beginning of the game and the one in Heritage Hill. Something in the ether hums and buzzes through your teeth.
Yes.
A haze of essence lingers over the body, as faint and insubstantial as a dust plume in the rider's wake. As you draw close, whispered instructions echo in your ears, and anticipation warms your blood. In a vision, you see the same stone machine you approached moments ago, but from a different height and angle, as if through different eyes. You'd heard rumors that some of your brethren were sent here months before, yet you see no sign that anyone has been here. In fact, the cobblestones are covered in a fine layer of dust, ash. You know suddenly what this will cost you, and you are ready. The orders were clear. The effects of the machine in Cleabon Rilag were wearing off. A child had been born not far from Deerford recently, its soul intact. The machine would need to be reactivated. Holy crud! The lead and key are behind the legacy. This is horrible. You and your companions take up your positions. You share a final look of affirmation between yourselves. They don't know your name and you don't know theirs, but you know that you're doing the work of the god together. None of the rest matters. Two carved bands of stone in the middle of the machine grind in motion. They rotate in opposite directions, picking up speed until they spin like freshly greased carriage wheels. The wind shrieks through the cavern, accelerating with the stone rings. You press your hands to your ears and grit your teeth against the noise. You're about to shut your eyes when you glimpse new movement. Rows of triangular flaps around the machine open like petals. You don't know what's happening in the machine, but you feel a tingling at your extremities. Searing pain spreads through your body, a hot knife separating every tissue and ligament within you. All the while, it feels as if you're falling toward the machine, your stomach mashed against your spine. What happens next is too fast to process. You awaken from the vision to find yourself kneeling and gasping for air, holding your head as you let the tiles between your knees gradually come into focus. As you catch your breath, you remember the strange scene you saw outside Salant's Lys, where several robed figures fell amidst a howling bivouac. Looking at the ash scattered across the cavern floor, it is apparent that the leaden key has been doing this, whatever it is, all over the Deerwood. And you leveled. And something's happening at the stronghold. And the game seems to be frozen. There we go. Let's give you athletics so you can get better. I could give you better stealth because we're using that more. There we go. Okay, 2 spells. Level 5 spells. Drains the target's resolve, intellect, and perception, creating 2 lasting, powerful versions of the effect that jump to nearby enemies when the first effect ends. Ooh. Blast of Frost, that's a cone of cold. That's a heavy cone of cold. Call to Slumber, only affects foes. Summon Weapon. That's nice. Safeguard. Insidious magic contingency activates when the caster hits 50% endurance. He or she immediately knocks all immediately close enemies prone while gaining a damage reduction in defense for a short time. That's neat. Cloud Kill. What's this? It's hit with a stuck affliction, becomes an anchor for a frigid ray of energy from the wizard that does freeze damage to creatures in its path. Okay. Tear. That's a fear spell. That's a major fear spell. Wall of Force. It's a spell that doesn't have its name changed. Foe AoE. Torrent. Oh, there was Fireball too, but oh well. It's bursts of flame around the caster. Semi-permeable barrier that inflicts crush damage and hobbles enemies when they pass through it, but leaves allies unscathed. I kind of like that, and I also with this. That's just AOE. I'm going to get the Terror. Spell Mastery. Allows a free use of that spell once per encounter. Wizards' mastered spells do not need to be in their grimoire in order to gain the free use. Got it. So I have a free use of what do you call it? Wizard's Double. Let's do Wizard's Double. So I have free use of Blessing on the cleric. Taxes collected. Okay, lost some to bandits.
Oh?
Does anybody have anything to say? Anything here to do? Interesting. Okay.
Hmm?
Hey. What? Hi?
You don't have anything to eat.
Ready, Watcher.
Just say the word.
Eat cookies.
Yes.
You hear running water and see a small stream that carves its way into the mountain. Inspect the stream. Always do everything slowly and with caution. That is the way Exil plays. Shallow bottom flickers and wavers just under the water's edge, but as you look toward the tunnel, the bottom disappears into darkness. From here, it's impossible to tell how deep the stream is. However, faint light plays along the walls of the tunnel. The echo of rushing water suggests the tunnel and the stream continue for quite some distance. Let's wade to the tunnel. You take slow sloshing steps toward the mouth of the tunnel, holding yourself upright while the current tugs at your legs. The cold water leaves you gasping. As it raises past your waist, you fight to control your breaths. The steam bed soon drops out from under your feet, and the current pushes you toward the tunnel's growing force. Let's go back for a moment. Do this. Quick save, and then go back here. Wade to the tunnel. Swim to the tunnel. The current pushes you through the tunnel, faster and faster, tugging you downward. Over your head, the tunnel narrows and drops, leaving only a thin pockets of air. You take a final deep breath before the current drags you into the depths. Rays of light pierce the darkness, but the current is moving too fast now for you to see more than flickering glimpses as you speed by. You keep your hands in front of you and focus on avoiding the jagged rocks that appear suddenly in the darkness jutting from the walls. A light winks at you up ahead. You are approaching it fast, but it looks to be the mouth of a second, smaller tunnel. You might be able to reach it, but your lungs have started to ache. Grab the edge of the tunnel or continue with the current. Let's grab the edge of the tunnel. You wrap your fingers around the rocks lining the tunnel and peer into it. It terminates in a dead end, but something glits among the rocks at the far side. Reaching it would be challenge for anyone without a strong lung capacity. Swim to the glint. You pull yourself into the tunnel, executing deft scissor kicks while passage narrows around you. At the end, you find a skeleton with a handle protruding from its ribs. You pull it free and push off from the wall, propelling yourself back toward the main tunnel. Constitution 16, I had enough. Swirling and tumbling through the darkness of the tunnel, you at last see a halo of light above. You swim and kick toward it. At last, your head breaks the surface. You gulp air into your aching lungs, and you pull yourself to the edge of the pool. Crawling out of the water, you look into the cavern around you as you massage, feeling back into your aching, cold limbs. The Rose of Salt Hollow. It's a morning star, two-handed. Unfortunately, it is not my young weapon with relatively short history. The rose was forged from a black Ymirian steel and topped with a wickedly thorny bloom of petals. The morning star's resemblance to its namesake doesn't end with the head. Its long, faded black shaft also features small thorns along its entire length, causing discomfort even to an armored wielder. Hakron Gris, a successful adventurer from the Red Saren seaside village of Salt Hollow, had the gnarly weapon made after his friends joked about how nothing could grow in the alkaline soil of their home. Hakron used the rose to defend Salt Hollow from bandits and to help his comrades kill two skydrakes who had made their lair near a road leading into the village. When Salt Hollow is no longer held the wonder for them that it once had, Hakron and his friends made their way to Deerwood to seek their fortunes in the ruins of Eir Glanfaf, and they have not been heard from since. Well, we know what happened. It's a morning star. I am eating, yes, I know. With the machine. This was the way back in. I think
Certainly.
we are done. I need to make sure I'm using the right exit. Don't want to take the one that leads me into the Glen Fathens. When an attack scores a hit, it does standard damage and has a standard duration. A graze reduces damage and duration by 50%. A crit increases damage and duration by 50%. Jump to the other side. Clear the gap without incident. What are my stats? Nice. My dex is not all that great. My perception's pretty high now. Oh, I've got the savory pie. Oh, okay. Snurf's Folly. I'm going to quick save because I'm going to do something potentially ill-advised. These people need to know. Time for words has ended as Strama or goal. Are you human? You look human. Van Fathen Hunter. Okay. Oh, can't tell him. I wonder if I came out the other exits. Okay, we are going to go to Cade Noir. Now, I'm going to go to First Fires. The way the axe work, it doesn't seem like it'll advance me completely. I am going to go... No. Brackenberry. I am going to quick save before I talk to her, because if it takes me on, I have other things I want to do. I don't think it will. I wonder what colorblind mode does. How it addresses the issue. I don't know that I would even know how it works. I wonder if it does the icons instead of colors. Okay, Hadrit's house.
Here, kitty. Come on, I want to pet you.
Okay, Eater also thinks it's a cute cat. It is, after all, the cutest cat. I should not have them be doing stuff off screen because then I miss conversations. Oh, right. Step back. I should go talk to the scryer, the crier. Actually, yes. Yeah, we'll wait on that. Hover on any attack in the combat log to show more detailed information on how it was resolved. Items like grappling hooks and hammer and chisel sets are always consumed when they are used in special interactions, for some bizarre reason. Because they want you to buy more, that's why.
How fares your search?
There is something I can tell you about the Leaden Keys operations.
Well, let's hear it.
The Leaden Key is manipulating a group of Ingwithan machines that span the country, and it seems to be causing the Hollowborn.
I had feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been. The Leaden Keys conspiracy is clear now. They have used Engwithan technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame animancy for it. As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time. I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed. However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange. What of them?
Wouldn't they allow a guest to Dunreed Row into the hearings?
We would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence. Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest. It seems our organization has a reputation for nosiness and manipulation, for whatever reason.
Ha!
It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Row's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
That's the way you operate anyway. That's what you explained. What is there to know about the Duke?
Avar is many things to many people, and that is why he sits the throne. To the frontiersmen, he is one of their own. To the patriotic, he is a sole descendant of Admeth Hadrit. To the nobility, he is from an old and established family. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself. The man behind the tale may not be the greatest mind in Deerwood, but he knows people. He knows when they are sincere and when they lie. He knows when they are strong and when they are weak. The other matters he leaves to me. Outwardly, he prefers to come off a bit of a simpleton. Don't be fooled. Before he was a duke, he was a trapper, and an excellent one at that.
Cool. So, I am going to go ahead. Last thing on this video, we are going to level up Sagani. And we're going to boost your survival to even more ridiculous extremes. Bonus against AoE attacks. Increased speed. Ranged attacks bounce +1 times. Okay, that's Entangle. Deflection against ranged attacks. +10 accuracy, +20% range damage. I am going to take the Swift Aim. Attacking fast is a good thing. I am also going to actually do one more thing, but I'll do it off camera. I am going to go back to the keep, and I'm going to pick up Grieving Mother. I'll see you in a little bit.